what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I'm your host, Tony Scorp, here with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
What up?
Welcome to episode number 121. 121. It's a great day, all night. Thank you to everyone who showed up
A lot of episodes.
Yeah, I know, 121. Thank you to everyone who showed up last week to our new time, and everyone that showed up this week to our new time. I'm finally going to be caught up this week on getting the podcast uploaded to YouTube. So if you guys want to check out some of the previous episodes, go ahead and look at my YouTube channel. It's Toner Scorp. All one word. And if y'all are already there, well, you're already there. So we're currently, I think I have episode 120 going out tomorrow, and then episode 121, which is this episode, going out Saturday. And then we'll be all caught up. And then it'll be Thursdays at 4 p.m. EST from now until, well, whenever. So, just something to keep in mind for you guys. So let's kind of like go over what's going on in the... Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, I was doing my spicy bean challenge again this week. For my stream, and I'm now burping up, and it's disgusting, and it's just gross. It's just gross. Let's see here. I do know what we should talk about first, just because I think it's great. This is just I think this is just a great thing to talk about. So let me pull up. Pulled up. And then, yeah, let me pull it up. So the first thing I kind of want to talk about is Splitgate. Jesus Christ. First thing I kind of want to talk about is Splitgate. So for those of you guys that don't know, Splitgate is a game that I think Deception and I've been playing pretty much since its birth, I'd say. Not since its birth, but since it's like
before it blew up.
Just before it blew up. Like a few months before it blew up, Deception and I hopped on that. Shout out Pervy for that, getting us on that game. And so it was previously in beta, which honestly, I'm gonna give my raw reactions here. I keep it 100% genuine. The game is good. The game is good. It's a lot smooth. If you like the original Splitgate, you're gonna love Splitgate 2. They kind of fixed everything that was missing in the first game. The maps, I think, are better. The gunplay is better. The portaling's better. The movement is smoother. And it's just they improved all around the board, which I think is really rare for a lot of games to kind of go out and do that when they make a sequel, to improve in that many different areas. So shout out to Splitgate 2 for actually doing that. I know we had to wait a few years to get it, but I mean, totally worth the wait, honestly. It's available on all platforms. It is free to play. There are paid versions of this. We went over this a couple weeks ago, the different paid versions and everything like that. They actually decreased the prices of them. So if you were like, damn, that's kind of expensive, well, it's like half the price now. So, and you get a bunch of stuff for that. Actually, I already bought the free version, so I can't really buy that version, but it's fine. And then there's the battle passes and everything like that. I really do like their battle pass system. It's similar to Call of Duty, to where you need like to earn certain things. You need to like go by page, and you can like unlock certain things. But they have the ticket system, which you get from doing like daily challenges and challenges for the battle pass challenges each week. New ones unlock. I really
also have a separate currency from the one you pay money for to get like the battle pass. They have a separate currency to where you can earn cosmetics for free just by playing the game, and you can upgrade them as well.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. But I would say one of the biggest things, we can get this out of the way. And talk about it. One of the biggest things that I am incredibly surprised that this didn't leak I cannot believe that this did not. Nobody said anything about this before it came out. But this game launched. This game launched last Friday, and they dropped a battle royale.
Yeah.
Which is insane. I haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen, it looks really fun. Like, I've watched a bunch of people play it, and it looks fun just like watching it.
Honestly, so I played it Monday. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty dang fun. I mean, I played probably a couple hours, maybe, not too much of it. I didn't end up getting a win. I kept getting top 5, top 5, top 5, so it's not like super easy to win. But like you can get there. There's just a few like, you know, sweats since the game just came out that are like trying to like prove that they're like the almighty Splitgate player. But honestly, it's so fun. You drop in. Portaling is definitely more. I think it's an easier spot to learn how to portal than the multiplayer games because you're portaling across the map in most of these circumstances. So if you're not super comfortable with portaling, that's okay. It's really just used for travel in the battle royales more than kills than it would be in like the multiplayer.
Yeah. That's what's super crazy about Splitgate BR2 is it's called Split Worlds, and it's literally like wherever you decide to drop is like it's like you're playing. It's like there's one lobby, but there's like 3 or 4 different maps that you could drop into depending on when you decide to drop.
Yeah, so
and you basically it's like you're playing 3 or 4 games simultaneously in one.
Yeah, so like you start out in this certain area and then you kind of face the people in that area. So you pretty much win your section essentially. And then you have to like move to go to another one, and you can either run into more people in the section that you didn't realize were there, or like you know, you run into more people just like coming out of other sections cuz the way that I don't know what they call it. I forgot what they call it. But the way that the circle in this game works is that it goes around the world and kind of stops at the portal, and then it'll close at the portal. So like it'll be like a semicircle that just closes at the portal. So you have to go through the portal in order to get out. It starts at the edge and kind of works its way back in, which is pretty cool. So you don't get like caught on the outskirts and have to go through the, you know, the circle, like the storm, quote unquote, and you know, you take a bunch of damage to get through. You have to like follow it in, and it takes you to the portal, which I think is really cool. And then you go into these other realms essentially, different parts of the map, and face a new set of people that you have not even crossed yet most of the time. Or sometimes there's people waiting there right for you. I mean, I've seen that strat a couple times where people are just kind of waiting by the portal, waiting for people to come through, and then just picking them off there. Which, I mean,
it's kind of like circle camping in a way.
Yeah, it is in a way. Yeah, except for it's portal camping because there's only one way through. There's really like it's like one area through. There's like multiple different doorways, but it's one certain area. So if you do it right, you can watch the entire portal with just, you know, your squad of 4. It is only squads right now. They're still testing a bunch of stuff, but I like it. There is respawning, so as long as your teammate's alive and not in battle, you can respawn on them. So I mean, say you die early in the game. You know, there's a countdown that starts, you know, 15, 14, 13, and then you team spawn on whoever you're spectating, which is really cool as well.
See, I like that. Ever since you know, I played Blackout when the first time that Resurgence ever came to COD, you know, not Warzone for all the newbies who started playing Warzone. Blackout did it first. But ever since that was a thing, and like that whole concept kind of got introduced to BR games, that is what I have enjoyed the most. And I love that that's kind of how Splitgate works, just by default.
Yeah. And then when you respawn in with guns. Most of the time it's your loadout that you set for yourself. pretty low level, like pretty low like rarity, you know, basic, but you know, if you want to spawn in with an AR, you can spawn in with an AR. That you can pick up different perks. The looting's really great. There's always plenty of loot. That's never really been a problem. Especially with like the plates, you can have like a buttload of plates to kind of plate up with.
You can have 126 gallons of plates.
Yes.
Because fun fact,
that's a buttload.
A buttload is an actual form of measurement, and it is 126 gallons.
Wow. You learn something new every day. But I totally recommend, if you guys haven't played it yet, get on there, play it. It's a great time. I personally love it. Who knows?
I have not played it yet, but I've been playing like the regular Splitgate.
Deception, we should hop on and play.
The Splitgate that we all know and love is what I've been playing. I've been trying to progress a little bit.
You know what we should do? During the meeting today, we should play Splitgate while we chat. Hop into a BR game, play a game or two. Just saying. Put it out there. Just saying. Because I need to scratch that itch today. I gotta work on my battle pass. But I don't know. I really love it. I uninstalled Call of Duty. It's that good. So I totally recommend. Also, ever since I uninstalled Call of Duty, my PC has been running a lot better. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
COD is a massive game. Yeah,
and it's some massive taxing on my computer. So I totally love Splitgate, and props to the development team at 1047. You guys absolutely made a banger game. And I hope to see it succeed. I mean, I think it has good potential for esports. I mean, we kind of spoiled that at the end of the hype for Splitgate, like the first Splitgate. But I think really now with the portaling and kind of just like the weird spot a lot of these amateur scenes are in, I think Splitgate is kind of like the FPS to go to. If you wanna be in esports and you wanna compete, you know, with it being a new game, level playing fields. We kind of said this with X Defiant. I'm gonna reiterate here because the same applies. There's not an established, you know, esports scene. So as long as they, you know, and I'm pretty sure they do have private matches. So as long as they, you know, like work on the support for that, I mean, esports really do contribute
already
a lot.
Ahead of X Defiant.
Quite literally. But so I mean, if you're an amateur player in esports and you love FPS games, Splitgate is the game to get into, especially if you love shooters like this. You know, this is your chance to kind of break into the industry, get your name out there. Because the amateur scene on a lot of these different games, or even the semi-pro scene, Call of Duty, for example, with challengers, are kind of in shambles right now. They're not really working the way that they should be, or that one would hope they would work. So this is kind of like a good detour. You know what I mean? Keeps your FPS skill up. And you get to still chase your dreams, just it's gonna be on a different game, and kind of have to put your ego aside and let yourself kind of, you know, take that next step into the other game. But honestly, I believe it'll be worth it. It's definitely something to consider. I'm really excited to see what happens with this scene with Splitgate 2. Just as like a game in general, and then all the different subsections, the content, the esports, just everything. I feel like you know, this development team has a lot to go. They're one of the few developing teams that really listen that are like, you know, listen to their players fully. And that's what they do. They take opinions and they apply it to the game. I mean, you can see the change based off of, you know, all the feedback they got from Splitgate 1 that they added into Splitgate 2. And yeah. So
yeah, I definitely don't have competitive aspirations in this game. I really enjoy the game, but like it's not my X Defiant.
No,
I'm not trying to compete in this game, but it is really fun, and I'm excited for the esports side of it because I think it will be really fun to watch. I definitely think that, like, in terms of like the way this game plays and like the mechanics of it and all that, they have basically improved like tenfold over the first one. Like, they have done a really good job of keeping what made the first one good, but improving on everything that was like not so great, or maybe like it could have been a little better or whatever. Like, I will say, especially the movement. Like, the movement wasn't bad by any means in the first game, but the movement, especially when it comes to moving around the map, minus portaling. Portaling is obviously like it's always been good, but like when it comes to just general movement around the map, not using portals, like sliding, jumping, all that, and like especially the aiming when it comes to like on the controller side, I think they've done a lot better. Controller settings, admittedly, this is something I struggled with in the beginning when I played the beta when it first came out. Controller settings by default are pretty bad.
Yeah.
I felt horrible. But I found there are a lot of people that will make, a lot of content creators that will make useful videos that help with aiming settings. And I definitely feel a lot better now than I did before. It feels a lot more natural and it feels good.
Yeah.
And the movement in general feels good. Like, I'm sure that if you follow anybody, anybody on Twitter, or you follow just like FPSs in general, you've probably seen people making movement videos of them just sliding around the map at like Mach 40. But like, the movement's good in this game. It's fun. And there's jetpacks, something that we didn't have in the first game, and something that we missed about COD is jetpacks. So if you want a jetpack game, Splitgate's here.
Yeah, it is. It's good. I mean, even I play on keyboard and mouse for this game. Always have, so I just kind of continue it. I even had to do some remapping. I totally recommend just finding what controls work for you, play around with it a little bit. I'm still kind of figuring out what I want to do. But I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, I think the only critique I have on the game is like the cosmetics. I think like the skins could use a little bit more, revamping. But then again, we're all used to like Call of Duty skins where we're running around as like a, hot dog roll. So I mean, we could just be like desensitized to that level.
I want that dev skin, bro. I want to kill one of the devs and get the skin.
Yeah.
The dev skin would be cool.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, that's like one of the first things I saw when I was watching somebody play BR for the first time. Is like, obviously this has been going on since the beta started, where if you see a dev in the game, they have a cool like flaming disco head skin, and if you kill a dev who will be wearing that skin, then you get your own dev killer skin.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things I saw when I popped in to watch BR is I was watching Scump play. He was playing with Nade, Courage, and somebody else. And they, in one of their BR games, they came across a dev. They saw a dev, and they hunted that guy down relentlessly. They were all just like, "Oh, it's a dev. We gotta kill him." And I mean, that dev was getting hunted down by some of the greatest FPS players of all time.
Yeah, he was in trouble. He was in trouble for sure. I don't know. I think the game deserves a lot of props. Hop in there, guys. It's a good one.
It's really fun too, because like that whole thing about the devs playing like that just shows that devs actually play their games.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this situation, this scenario, these devs actually play the game. They seem to be pretty good at it. Because I was watching Scump and them play against that dev, and he was a little bit difficult to hunt down.
Yeah.
It was not the easiest kill in the world.
Oh, absolutely not.
But yeah, this game has been fun. I've been having fun in like pubs and stuff playing it.
So, I don't know. I love what Splitgate's doing with the game and everything like that, and all that they're doing. Just in general, I mean, it's really good to see their success here. This guy is one of like the OG Splitgate players. Machiavelli, GG.
Yeah, the devs really like that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's now over 3 million downloads too, which is crazy. That's awesome.
It's really good, considering the game hasn't even been out a week yet.
No, it hasn't. It came out officially Monday. So courage on there. Twitch drops are active. I've been watching. Don't worry, you
Courage
worry.
was having a lot of fun playing it. I've seen a lot of people play it. Like, beyond just the people like Shroud and them that got on it for like one day to get their Splitgate partner bag.
Oh yeah.
There's been other people who have been playing a lot more. Like I know Apathy and Slack that played it a ton. They've been playing it like every day. Clay got on and tried it for the first time a couple days ago.
It's good. I mean, it's totally worth the hype. I mean, I think a lot of people crap on the game, but honestly, like no notes. I mean, other than the cosmetic thing, but then again, like I said, I'm probably desensitized from all the crazy stuff put out by Call of Duty, so which is great job by them. I mean, it's a good game. It's a fun time. I have a good time every time I play. I'm addicted. I wish I could like sit there and grind it for hours and hours and hours, but alas, I must be an adult, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. Maybe. We'll see. But moving forward. Oh, Deception. Let's talk about your 24 hours Tour Muslane race. A little bit.
Dude, that was Saturday into Sunday morning it was crazy. First time I had ever ran an endurance race, and basically like the way endurance racing works in general, it was a little different in Forza, but like the way endurance racing works in general for people that don't know is you run for, instead of like running for a certain amount of laps and then last lap is it and you're done. Endurance racing is mainly done over like there's a time limit where it's like usually the shortest endurance racing you'll see in terms of like big endurance races is like 6 hours. A lot of races are like 6 or 8 hours, but then like there's longer ones. Like they run a race at Sebring every year that's 12 hours. The Petit Le Mans at Road Atlanta is 12 hours. But then the big endurance races are 24 hours. Like 24 hours of Daytona, 24 hours of Le Mans, and that's what we basically recreated in Forza was a 24 hours of Le Mans. So we had, every team entered a car. You could either run the prototypes, which are like the top class; those are the fastest guys. They're competing for the overall win. Or like you could run GTs, which are not quite as fast, but I mean they're in their own class, so you can still compete for wins in there. But you have a team of, I think you could have up to 5 drivers in this. I think you can only have up to like 4 in the real world racing. I could be wrong though. But everybody has to run stints. No driver can sit and drive the whole 24 hours. They used to be able to do that a long time ago. They can't do that anymore. So like in the real world, I think they limit stints to like 5 or 6 hours. I don't think you can drive longer than that. It might even be less than that. But like a lot of guys will do like 4 hours at a time. And it's like one guy will drive 4 hours, they'll pit, driver swap, 4 more hours. And they do that for 24 hours. It is a continuous race for 24 hours and no breaks. They drive through everything, through whether it's sunny, rainy, foggy, doesn't matter. Basically, the way we did in Forza was we did 2-hour stints because if you run a race over 2 hours in Forza, the lobby tends to get kind of funky and it can lead to like disconnects. So they limit the stint times to 2 hours just to prevent that issue, so everything
Good
goes
idea.
smoothly.
Good idea.
And in total, we raced in the 2-hour stint. We actually raced for an hour and 40 minutes. So stints were 100 minutes each. It was because we used the first couple minutes to get the grid order. So we can get the cars in the right spot. And then we race for an hour and 40 minutes. And then at the end, the way that we do it in Forza is when the hour and 40 minutes is up, everybody hits the brakes. Doesn't matter where you are on track, what you're doing. You hit the brakes and you stop. And when you stop, they calculate the distances that people have ran. They get the leader's distance and then everybody else's distance from the leader. And they calculate that, and that's how they end up getting the results for the whole race. And so I had 3 stints yesterday or Saturday. I had 3 stints. Total race time for me was 300 minutes, which is 5 hours. I raced for 5 hours in my different stints. I had a stint in the afternoon. I had 1 stint later in the night and 1 stint that went into Sunday morning. And it was pretty eventful. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I kind of like going into it, I was a little bit nervous because I thought the event would be like super strict and there were like a whole bunch of rules and like I'd never ran an event like that before, but it was really fun. I definitely would do it again. The first stint, the only big blemish on the whole event for me was me getting wrecked in the first stint because this guy knew that I was faster than him and didn't want me to pass him, so he just wrecked me. So that was not very fun. But other than that, the stints were great. Like, especially the second stint for me, I think was my favorite because we had a couple situations where our different drivers had crashed, and we went into the second stint, and I was like second to last on the grid for GTs. There was like, I think 14 GTs in my lobby, and I was second to last. And there was a point in the first like 3 laps of the race where I went from 14th to like second in GT. It was I drove straight through the field and it was so fun. And just like participating in a race like that was just insane for me. Like racing for that long without a break and having to not only try to pass GTs and get in the best spot for GTs, but also worry about the prototypes, which are way faster. Like I'm talking like the GTs, when we were going down the Mulsanne, going into the chicanes, we were going about 180 to 185, maybe 190 if you had a draft. GTs were going like 210. So GTs were consistently 20 to 30 miles an hour faster. So like it was a big difference from how I've normally ran NASCAR. It's like not only am I having to race these guys in my class, I have to worry about these other people that were way faster than me that are also trying to race. So when they're trying to get by me, I'm like an obstacle for them. So I got to watch out. And I had a couple of close calls with some GTs or some protos, but it was fun. Like I said, I would definitely. I don't know what the schedule's looking like for Tora and what they're going to do for the rest of the endurance racing schedule. But whatever they plan to do, I definitely want to run some more. It was fun. I had a good time.
Good. You've been really killing it with racing stuff, man. Like, proud of you, man. You've been absolutely on that.
it's been really, really fun. And I'm excited, like, as much as fun as it was to run the endurance race, I am excited to get back to NASCAR this weekend. We're running, we're, we're running the first race we've ever ran at a new track on the schedule this weekend. Um, it's going to be very unfamiliar. We're running a Forza. We're running at a track called Hakone in Japan. It is a Forza original track. It's not a real track. It's a fictional track.
Oh.
And NASCAR has obviously never ran there. We don't know what to expect. It's new. I'm kind of excited. I'm just excited to get back to NASCAR, to be honest. But yeah, it's going to be interesting this weekend.
Look at that. Well, good luck. We'll all be cheering you on. Our racer deception. That was really cool though. So did you know the guys that were on your like team before the race or no?
Yeah, so we ran the Exciting Motorsports guys. We ran our own team with it was me, the team that we ran at Le Mans was me, Spork, Dragon, and JJ. Me, Spork, and Dragon racing NASCAR together. We're all on the same team. And JJ also races in NASCAR with us, but he is not on the team officially. He was our so JJ lives in the UK. And he was our late night EU stint driver. So because he was a few hours ahead of us, he was like at the optimal time to be running these late night stints when the rest of us were either tired or sleeping. So we signed him to run those stints, and he was very valuable even outside of those stints too. Like, he was, when we were all doing our stints, he was in the call with us, kind of like coaching us and helping us, know what the strategy was and what to do in certain different situations. He was like our crew chief of sorts when he wasn't driving. So he was very valuable. I really hope that he races with us in the future.
Sounds like an awesome dude. All right. Moving on. Big news this week. We have breaking Call of Duty Black Ops 7. We've got the trailer here.
It's also kind of crazy that this game didn't leak either. Yeah, we've had like rumors and hints of this game, but like I don't think that anybody like posted this before.
No, I don't think so either.
And we had no idea that it was coming.
No.
They didn't say anything about this getting revealed at the Xbox Game Showcase. They did not say a word about this game.
No, they didn't. Looks good though. Robots. I wonder if we're gonna be able to play as robots. So it's rumored to be like the Black Ops 2, what did they say? Sequel?
It seems like it's a mix of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 because it's set in 2035, but it's like a sequel to the Black Ops 2 storyline, but like judging by the trailer and what we saw, especially toward the end, it seems like in this game there might be specialists might return, because it seems like they're experimenting with different abilities and things, and we've also heard rumors that like it might not be fully boots on the ground. Like there hasn't been confirmation that jetpacks are coming, but we definitely there has been a lot of rumors swirling that wall running is going to be a thing.
Yeah, I did hear that too. I mean, wall running's fun, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like, I don't know, I never really was able to like get behind the jetpack games, and that's just like me. I just was never able to really like get into them. But, with Looking at this map, I mean, he's like upside down. So maybe there's like a gravity switch kind of thing, maybe? I don't know. Looks really good though. It's pretty sick.
It definitely is gonna be fun.
Here, let's read this article.
I was a fan of the jetpack games, so.
So yeah, so we're going from Black Ops 6 to Black Ops 7. There's no exact release date locked yet, but you know, it's gonna come out in the October, November, like we totally normally do.
It's gonna be, if I had to guess, I would say, honestly, like, judging by when COD's been coming out lately, I would say probably late October.
Yeah.
Maybe early November. It'll be somewhere around then.
Yeah. I mean, where we're normally at. And then we'll have Treyarch as the developer on this one. And then Infinity Ward
is co-developed by Treyarch and Raven.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Raven kind of did that same thing with Sledgehammer on MW3.
So maybe I think they're kind of just like a support developer now. And then Infinity Ward is working, so quote unquote, well into development on the next Modern Warfare title. Should be interesting.
See, I know that we don't have really any sort of idea of what Raven would do for a COD game because they were tapped to work on their own game at one point, and then it kind of fell through. They were also tapped to kind of be a lead developer on Cold War with Treyarch, and then that fell through. But I kind of wish Raven would make their own game.
Yeah.
I would be intrigued to see what a completely original Raven Call of Duty game would be like, because they've been a support dev for over a decade at this point. I think one of the first games they worked on was, I know they worked on Ghosts, but I'm not sure if they worked on anything before that. But they've been like a support dev that's kind of like slowly been doing more and more to the point where they're kind of like a co-lead dev. I mean, maybe you could call them that here because it's clearly stated that this game is co-developed by Treyarch and Raven.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I just want to see a straight up Raven game.
Yeah.
I would be intrigued.
It would be. I don't know. I wonder what, like, would they, like, do you think they should do, like, they should pick up, like, the Black Ops and the Modern Warfare, like, titles, or do you think they should kind of break off and do, like, World War III or something, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I know that the Raven, like, I know that they've done, like, interviews with Raven devs before, and the Raven devs have said that they would want to do, like, a modern kind of game. But I would just be intrigued as to what they would do. Because they have a lot of experience.
Yeah, I mean, they've been developing on the game for years.
They could make their own game, and I wouldn't be that scared about it. But, like, it's like, what would they do?
Who knows? Who knows? But with the game, the story is reportedly to have oh my goodness, if I could speak, is reported to have Woods and Mason, with David Mason being the main protagonist. Showing the Mason has returned. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I'm like reading this as we go. Getting a picture of Raid here, which may mean Raid's coming back. I mean, Raid's a great map. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. But I really do.
Back for like the
millionth time. Yeah, literally.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, especially because like the weird thing is like initially, I heard that this was supposed to be initially the rumor was that they were just straight up just doing Black Ops 2 maps.
Yeah.
Like the way that they did the MW3 did MW2 maps. But the weird thing is they now have said that they're going to be original maps. So like I don't know if they like maybe they saw what people said about
Hi, Hugs.
MW3 being like a glorified DLC, and maybe they're like, oh, we need to back that up a little bit. We need to maybe not do all BO2 maps again. But I wouldn't be surprised if at least most of them are in there. I wouldn't mind all of them being in there, to be honest, because like I'm thinking on the top of my head, and there's only like maybe like 2 maps that I didn't really like in BO2.
Yeah.
So they would all be good maps.
I don't know. I just want some new maps. Man, I've been playing on the same maps for my entire life, essentially. I want some new maps that really just like... You're good, Hugs. We talked about Splitgate for a minute, and then we talked about Deception's Race, and then now we're on to CoD. New CoD, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I don't know. I would love to see new maps, but
when you look at the trailer at the end, it shows zombies, and then you see headlights.
And are they bringing the boss back?
There has been heavy rumors that the first map, I don't know how many maps are going to be in the game on launch. I don't know if they're going to try to do 2 again or whatever. But there's been heavy rumors that the first map that they're doing for zombies in this game, which round-based zombies is confirmed.
Okay.
But the first map is apparently a transit remaster. But it's like transit but better.
Please. Okay, we're seeing some things here. Alright, come on. Let me see.
Transit remaster would kind of go crazy.
I want to pause at the end of this.
Especially with all the technology.
Yeah. Okay, where's the headlights? What am I looking for?
It's after this. Because they do this, and then there's the end. And you can even see, like, in this part, at the end, you can see, like, there's a guy that clearly comes out of invisibility. Like, he popped camo.
Yeah. I saw it. Hold on, go back. There it is. That's the bus, guys. Oh, please, yes.
See, I would be very excited for a Transit remaster, to be honest, because
this guy pops out of Invis.
Transit in concept was really awesome, but it got ruined by the fact that the old consoles just did not have the power to deal with it.
Yeah, this guy pops out of Invis right here.
Oh, yeah, that's why a lot of people are thinking we might have specialists again, because, like, that guy clearly popped out of an active camo.
Is this a throwing machete? Or is that just...
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's cool, though.
That camo would be cool. I would love to go invisible. I would love to. I'd be such a little, like, sneaky... Yo, chill out, car. I would be, like, such, like, a snake. You know, I'd just be, like, a little sneaky, you know, dip, dodge, weave, make people freak out. And then all of a sudden...
I don't know, man. Like, this is kind of like... That's why, like, a lot of people are saying it might be more like a mix of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 is, like... If you think about the timeline of the Treyarch games, it's like... Black Ops 2 was 2025, and it had near future stuff, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was mainly just, like, a little bit of tech that didn't really do that much to the actual gameplay. Black Ops 3 was in 2065, and they had wall running and jetpacks and abilities and all that, and it was nuts. Black Ops 4 took place in 2045, where they had they had all the cool abilities, but they didn't have the wall running and jetpacks and all that. So they toned it down a little bit, but they still had all the abilities and stuff. And I think that since Black Ops 7 is going to be in 2035, I feel like they might be trying to do something there.
They might be. I mean, I'd be down.
There's been heavy rumors that wall running is going to be a thing, and now we're seeing what looks like abilities, so it'll be very interesting. There's also been rumors. The reason why wall running is a rumor is there's a rumor that uplink is going to be in the game.
Oh.
Which would be incredible.
That would be amazing, especially with the wall running. Like, you'd be able to dunk still. It would be really cool. Oh, there's also an open world campaign.
And uplink was by far the most fun jetpack mode.
Open world campaign with up to 4-player co-op. I didn't see that before. Interesting.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be.
Because they were testing
honestly,
that in the
I know
last one.
people might not like that because of
oh
the
no,
whole
there's people that are gonna.
You know, MW3's like open world missions that they had. People might not necessarily like that, but like for me, a person that doesn't play campaign that much, I think I would enjoy it.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah.
Because honestly, like I didn't. It's not that I disliked the MW3 campaign, like the non-open world missions, but the open world missions were my favorite part of that campaign.
They were good. They were good. They were good. So I mean, no hate, but they were delectable. They were very delectable, very palatable. All right. I don't know. I think it's I have high hopes. You know, I always say this, but I have high hopes. I'm probably gonna get the game again. I know I say I'm done with Call of Duty, but I'm not. I'm never done with Call of Duty.
The only thing I'm a little bit scared by in terms of the game is the rumor, because there have already been Nintendo Switch games go for $80. There's already an Xbox game that's listed at $80.
Oh, it's for sure
going
to be.
Microsoft have already said that they're going to be doing some first party games for $80.
It's gonna be $80.
I think Black Ops 7 is going to be $80, and that's 70 was already pushing it. I don't know about 80.
80's really pushing it. So I mean, it's quite a steep price there, but I mean, I'm sure people are gonna pay it no matter what. I mean, it's just like it's the game that.
All I can say is I'm really happy it's going to be on Game Pass because that's probably how I'm going to play it. I don't know if I'm paying $80 for that.
Dude, I don't know. I'm still debating.
Have a really good Vault Edition because I said that I would buy Black Ops 6, but not the Vault Edition, and they dropped the Vault Edition, and it was like zombies themed and everything was sick, so I ended up buying the Vault Edition. If they drop a cool Vault Edition, yeah, I might, maybe.
We'll see.
But like, if they don't drop a cool Vault Edition, I'm just playing it on Game Pass. I ain't paying $80 for it.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. But I mean, another year, another Call of Duty. You guys know how it works. I mean, Black Ops 6 wasn't bad. I think it's just there's some certain issues that are like not with the game itself that just.
There's been a lot of things that I've heard. Obviously, these are still just rumors. Take it with a grain of salt, but I've heard a lot of things pertaining to Black Ops 7 that people are holding kind of higher hopes for Black Ops 7 because it feels like, and from what I've heard, it seems like Black Ops 7 is what Treyarch wanted Black Ops 6 to be, but they just couldn't get it done in time. So they kind of just salvaged what they could to make Black Ops 6, and Black Ops 7 is going to be the big one.
Well, Hugs, they haven't announced like the price range yet, but with all the other games going to $80 this year, like it's just kind of like.
I have a feeling it'll be $80.
It's assumed.
Because as soon as they started doing $70 games, COD was $70 because they started doing $70 games in 2022. That's when $70 games started first popping up.
After being 60 for like
MW2
ever.
Was the game that came out in 2022, and they immediately put that up at $70. So if we're already seeing $80 games now, by October, November when this game comes out, and I can almost guarantee you it's going to be $80.
Oh, for sure. Oh well, I'm gonna be skipping games at that price. Yeah, probably. I mean,
we've talked about that before. Honestly, I don't know if any game besides maybe like GTA 6 would be worth $80 right now.
GTA 6, I think I would pay. I am more like a $20.
I think GTA 6 might be.
It'd be worth.
Might be worth 80. The only COD game, if we were looking at like out of the box, the only COD game I probably would have paid 80 for was like BO3.
Yeah.
There has got to be an insane amount of content for me to be like, yeah, Black Ops 7's worth $80. And I have a feeling there's not going to be.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know. I think I think it, I don't. I mean, we went over this, but they can afford the $10 a game in the margins, and I think they're it's not. I don't know. Companies are being companies, I guess. The
They're just
economy,
trying to keep up with where the market's going, which I
yeah.
think is kind of funny because $80 games were not even like a thought until Nintendo was like, "Hey, Mario Kart World is going to be $80."
Now everyone's just like, oh, me too. They'd be greedy. They're really greedy. That's capitalism for you, I guess. That's why I that's why I like developers like 1047 because they don't report. They report to the gamers. They don't report to shareholders. And so I think once
Yeah,
shareholders kind of
1047 just cut their cosmetic prices.
yeah, they cut all their prices.
They had a bundle that was supposed to be $145 and they
It's now
were
40.
releasing it on sale for 80. And now because people had backlash to that whole situation,
It's now
the
40.
bundle is just forever going to be 40.
Like hello, like that's crazy. Shout out X Defiant, really missed that great game. We all do. We all do. I think I don't know. I think we need more developers like that, that listen to the people and not their shareholders. And I think gaming will go in a better direction again. Cuz right now it's all microtransactions and making couple bucks extra here and there.
Well, and there are things to be said about microtransactions in a game that already costs 70 or $80. Like if COD was free to play, I don't think microtransactions would be as big of a talking point. I mean, I don't like the way they do the bundles because one of the good things about that bundle in Splitgate that was supposed to be $145 is even if you didn't want to pay that for the whole bundle, you could buy all the stuff separate. You can't buy anything really separate in COD bundles. You just have to like take what they give you, which they want $20 for like one gun, one skin, and like
an emblem
4 or
and a
5
calling card.
stickers and emblems and calling cards that you're not gonna use like ever.
No.
So like, there's a lot of things that aren't good about COD's bundle system and the way their microtransactions work. If the game was free to play, I don't think that would be as much of a talking point. I think a lot of people would be mostly fine with it. But like it's going to be $80 and I know that they're going to drop bundles that are 20 or 30. Like like you're if you wanted to buy every bundle, it's probably like I bet if you wanted to buy every bundle in BO6 plus if you bought the game and Black Sale, you're probably looking at like $1,000 plus, maybe more.
Oh, way over 1,000. You're looking at like 2, 3, 4 grand, easy, with every bundle so far and every pass.
If it was a free to play game that lasted for years, like Fortnite does, like I have heard people that have spent tens of thousands of dollars on Fortnite, and it's like that was a free to play game to start.
Yep.
And it's been out for almost a decade, like almost 9 years.
Wow, I keep forgetting that it's been out that long.
So like it's kind of like they put a lot of investment in the game, and like it's not like the game's going anywhere. But then you have COD that makes you pay $70, soon to be 80, most likely, and all that money for microtransactions, and then buy, like you pay all that, and then in a year it's all gone. You have to do it again.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. It's debatable. I think there's a lot of restructuring that needs to go on and things that need to change. But there's only so much we can do. We can only voice our opinions. We really don't have a say, and like we don't really have like our hands not really in the pot, But I do real quick before we end up here, kind of round out the podcast today. I do want to talk about the Switch 2. So for those of you guys that don't know, the Switch 2 just released yesterday. Yep. Or the day before or something.
Switch 2 also released on, I think it was Thursday or Friday.
I don't know. I can't remember. Days. So the Nintendo Switch has sold over 3.5 million units worldwide in its first 4 days, becoming the fastest selling Nintendo hardware ever globally, which is quite insane. Like, that many people bought the Switch 2, and I was anticipating it to not be as like good as it was, like doing this well. But I think a lot of people have just gotten more into gaming and more into like handheld gaming. I feel like that's kind of like become like the new thing. I think we've talked about this before. The PSP was way ahead of its time, you know.
Well, and even like now during the Xbox Game Showcase, the same time that Black Ops 7 was revealed, Xbox revealed that they're partnering with Asus to do an Xbox branded ROG Ally that's gonna have all Xbox stuff on it, like Game Pass and everything is gonna be
and
on
Steam
there.
too. I think Steam's gonna be on it as well.
And one of my friends already has one of those, so
dang,
that's interesting.
It's gonna be real interesting
that they're gonna be doing that. I kind of thought they would do, since it was rumored that Xbox was doing one of those. I kind of thought they would be doing their own, like it was going to be completely original, but like it's kind of fair that they did it that way. I mean, you have the Steam Deck, which is completely original, and then the ROG Ally is kind of like an upgraded Steam Deck. It's like a Steam Deck but better. So I mean, now you're gonna be able to one that has all the Xbox branding and Xbox stuff in it.
They're really like,
because like to take your Xbox on the go basically.
And I do want to make this point though, and I think it has something to do with like how big mobile gaming is. Because mobile gaming is the biggest section of video gaming. Like that's where the most people play. That's where like the most money gets spent. I think. Don't quote me on that. But mobile gaming is a huge part of video gaming in general. I mean, it takes up the majority of everything. Accurate. So I think that going into these more mobile devices, like these mobile consoles and the Steam Deck and such, I think is kind of the console's way of trying to break into that mobile gaming industry and kind of like bridge the gap a little bit, so people can still be on the go. They can play at work. They can play at Joey's baseball game. This kind of stuff where you would normally play a mobile game, you can play in the car. These certain things that are attractive for mobile gaming. Yep. and these consoles are bringing that to people. So I think that's kind of why these are building so well.
Well, when you think about it from like a COD standpoint, like because Xbox has the whole Play Anywhere system that they're doing, you're going to be able to play Black Ops 7 on the ROG Ally day one. And there's also something to be said about the fact that Microsoft signed a 10-year deal with Nintendo to put COD on the Switch too. They haven't announced anything yet, but it's fair to assume that Black Ops 7 will be on the Switch too. Obviously, like Black Ops 7, literally all they got was a trailer so far. Like, we don't even have a date for when the whole game's going to get revealed, but they did say there's going to be a reveal soon. And I assume we'll hear something about the Switch 2 at that point. But I think it is fair to assume that game is going to be on the Switch 2, which will be very interesting.
I agree. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight to the Climb Together podcast. Appreciate you guys showing up here on this new time, and watching later on YouTube. I will finally be caught up after this week, and it's gonna feel so great, so excited. Me, I get finals rolls around, and I don't work anymore as a functioning human being. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/tonage_scorp and twitch.tv/deception276. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and like the podcast. It helps out, pushes the podcast out to more people. We try to get this information to as many people as possible. That's why we started this podcast to begin with, is to share our knowledge and our opinions and our perceptions of these certain topics. So I've been your host, Tonage Scorp, here with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say bye.
Bye.
And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.